Hi all, I am Kuldeep Jauhari. I am a lawyer and I practice law in Delhi and in the surrounding NCR region. Today I thought of making a video on the Consumer Protection Act. The Consumer Protection Act is a very helpful and a very specially designed piece of legislation which aims at protecting and safeguarding the interests of buyers and consumers against the malpractices of sellers and manufacturers. The act was initially enacted back in the year 1986 and it went on good for a period of 23 years up until 2019 when the act was amended majorly. The act was amended because the commercial market sphere of India changed significantly and a lot of e-commerce platforms were introduced and other things were introduced which were not there back in the year of 1986. So the 2019 amendment in a way changes the act completely and has introduced a lot of things which make it much more strong and much more beneficial for the consumers and for the buyers. Some of the key highlights that have been included in the 2019 amendment are that e-commerce platforms have been included as a seller under the act, which means that they can be directly held liable and a consumer complaint can be filed against them for selling defective and products of inferior qualities. Another thing which is very important is that the pecuniary jurisdiction of district consumer forums, which is in terms of the hierarchy, the lowest or the first forum that you approach when you are aggrieved as a consumer, has been raised from rupees 20 lakhs to 1 crore, which means that for any product or for any claim that is up to 1 crore rupees, you can now file a complaint directly at the district consumer forum. The pecuniary jurisdiction for the state consumer forum, which earlier used to be up to 1 crore rupees from 20 lakhs to 1 crores, has now been increased and has been made from rupees 1 crore to 10 crores, which means that for any claim or for any product which was purchased between this price, which is from rupees 1 crore rupees to 10 crore rupees, a complaint can be directly lodged at the state consumer forum. And the top of the hierarchy, which is the NCDRC, which is the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, for that the pecuniary jurisdiction has been kept above 10 crore rupees. So any claim which goes above 10 crore rupees, a complaint can be directly filed with the NCDRC. Another very important thing which has been included is that class action suits, which are not there in India. It is basically a concept which is followed in the US, but there has been a concept which has been included in the amended act, which says that a group of aggrieved buyers can come together and can file a joint complaint with the forum, which means that if there is a group of buyers that have been defrauded by a seller or by a manufacturer, or that has been which they had joined together to avail a service together, and all of them have been provided in services of inferior quality or services not as per what was promised, can come together and file a complaint with the forum. Another very important amendment that has taken place is that now you as a consumer can sue the seller at the place of your own residence, which is a very important amendment. So earlier the rule was that, say for instance, you are a resident of Delhi and you travel to Mumbai, you purchase a product there, you come back to Delhi and you find out that the product that you bought is a defective product or is a product of an inferior quality. So it's not that you did not have a remedy, you had a remedy, but your remedy lied in Mumbai. So since you bought the product there, your remedy was to go to Mumbai and file a consumer complaint there against the seller, which was a very inconvenient practice and which made a lot of people to opt out from filing a complaint, or even if they managed to do it, to not pursue it properly, and which has changed after the 2019 amendment. So now the rule is that the consumer can file a complaint at the place of his residence and the seller will have to travel down there and will have to defend himself. Another thing that has been included in the amended act is that misleading advertisements have now been declared an offence under the act, and it involves a punishment of up to 2 years and a fine of rupees 2 lakhs, which is a very huge fine and a very heavy punishment. And people will have to be extremely mindful of the fact that they are not, just for the sake of selling their products, making advertisements that are heavily misleading. Another very important factor of the Consumer Protection Act is that you don't really need to hire a counsel, or you don't really need to engage a lawyer to pursue a complaint. It is a very, very basic complaint of a transaction or of an aggrieved consumer who bought something which did not turn out as what was expected by him. And so the format of a consumer complaint is very, very simple. You just need to know the sections, which you can always find online, and you need to prepare a complaint which has to be very simple, has to be absolutely factual: the date of the purchase, the amount of the purchase, where did you buy it, and how is the product deficient in quality, or how is it defective. You need to lay that down in writing. You need to present it to the court. The court will take note of it, will issue summons to the opposite party. The opposite party will come, defend itself. The evidence will take place, where you will support your claim with evidence. The arguments will take place, and the judgment comes. The consumer courts in India are relatively very fast and very efficient as compared to the other civil courts, and they usually come out with their judgments in, I would not give you an exact time frame, but they are pretty efficient and they give you a result very quickly. So I hope this video was informative, and if I have left out anything which I should have included, I will create another part to this video and I will try to include all the other points. My description is in the box below, and thank you so much. Looking forward to help you.